Hello and welcome. My name is Joan Comrie, a speech pathologist who has specialized in feeding and swallowing disorders in infants and children for over 30 years. We're going to continue today our conversation on why breastfeeding can be so challenging. And today's topic is going to be top reasons why moms discontinue breastfeeding. And one of the first reasons that moms report that they discontinue breastfeeding is because the baby has difficulty latching on or the baby had trouble sucking. Now, that to me is an issue that can be resolved with the right support. So finding a good lactation consultant or a good speech pathologist that has expertise in infant feeding and swallowing disorders, you can start some feeding therapy which will address any sensory issues, why baby doesn't want to latch or doesn't want to keep a deep latch, or any sucking issues, why baby is not sucking appropriately or effectively to ensure appropriate milk transfer. Another reason that moms report that they discontinue breastfeeding is because they feel like their milk alone does not satisfy baby. Again, to me, moms feel like that's their issue, that they don't produce enough milk, but really what's going on, to me, in my experience, is that baby is not sucking effectively, is not transferring the milk and emptying the breast, and therefore the breast doesn't get the cue that says, hey, you need to make more milk. And so when moms say that they didn't have enough milk, which is another reason that moms report that they stop breastfeeding, those issues to me are almost always a baby issue, not a mommy issue. So moms' bodies know what to do if the baby tells the body what to do. And if the baby's not doing its part, your body's not going to do its part. So often, if you feel like you don't have enough milk or baby's not satisfied with your milk, it's because the baby is not doing its job. And addressing it with feeding therapy can make a huge difference, because then the baby's going to be effectively sucking, the baby's going to be able to empty your breast, and then your body's going to make more milk, and that will be a really nice circle that ensures that baby's going to have enough milk. Another thing you can do if that's happening to you right now is you can do something which is called, oh goodness, I just forgot what it's called, but it's when you pump for 10 minutes, you're off for 10 minutes, you pump for 10 minutes, and you're off for 10 minutes. That's called power pumping, and that will allow your body to, or it will stimulate your body to make more milk. And I know that can be challenging from a time point of view. You're already exhausted, you know, maybe baby's irritable, you're definitely not sleeping, but when your partner comes home, maybe they can hang on to the baby for a little bit so that you can power pump. Or if you're driving around, there's some great gadgets and pumping bras that you can be pumping while you're driving, and nobody's really going to ever know. And that way you're getting a 2-for-1. You're getting your breast stimulated, you're making more milk, and you're being able to drive to whatever destination you need to drive to. And the last reason that we're going to talk about today of why moms report that they discontinue breastfeeding is because the baby begins to bite. And certainly at about 6 months of age, when babies start getting teeth, this can be a real challenge. But even as newborns, biting can be very traumatic to your breast nipple and make feeding very, very painful. And so why is baby biting? Again, we're going back to the same reason that babies do not have, or the babies that are biting do not have the appropriate skills to learn to suck and transfer milk. And if your jaw is working too much, it's a compensatory strategy. Sometimes babies that have tongue ties, maybe they have a reflux. There can be other reasons why the baby's body is compensating. And so by biting and squirting the milk out, that is compensating for a tongue that doesn't know how to work or is restricted because they have a tongue tie. And a way to look at what that might look like is open and close your mouth like this and keep going while I'm talking. Keep going. Now move your tongue, keep your jaw moving. You can't. It's really, really hard to appropriately and actively move your tongue when your jaw excursions are so exaggerated. And so a feeding therapist and going to feeding therapy can help train the baby how to have the right amount of jaw stability and get that balance between suction and compression. Compression is that bitey part, and if you look at your breast pump, you will see that the breast pumps are all suction. You can see that your nipple gets elongated into the flange, and that's how the milk is extracted from your body. And so if you have a baby that's only doing the biting and not any of the sucking, you are going to have sore nipples, and certainly when they get teeth, that is quite painful. And there are different ways that you can handle that, and that's something that you can research, or I can even do a little YouTube video on that as well. So these are the take-home message from this conversation today is, one, that almost all of the reasons that moms discontinue breastfeeding, they feel like it's their body not doing the right work, but it's really the baby's body. And the good thing about that is babies are quite resilient, and the earlier you can get them to a specialist, the faster you can make progress. But certainly any time that you feel like there's something not going well with breastfeeding or even bottle feeding, some of these same issues can happen with the bottle for the same reasons that they're happening to the breast. Feeding therapy can help babies learn the oral function that will help them become better breastfeeders. In turn, when you have better movement of your oral mechanism, you're going to have better growth and development, and better facial growth. You'll have better airway growth. Maybe you won't need orthodontia if everything is in balance. So it's very, very important to address any of the issues as early as possible. Hopefully this helps you on your breastfeeding journey. If you've already had to discontinue breastfeeding and you have another baby, you have another chance. So if this is something that you really want to do, find those resources because they're out there. And if you can't find them, you can always find me at www.feeding.com, or you can shoot me a note on this YouTube video. If you felt like this was helpful, please like it, subscribe, and share it. Thank you so much for your time. Have a great day.